And Dominguez really trying very hard. There's still 5 rounds of this championship to go. Next week it moves on to Denver. This is the battle between Bourdais and Dominguez. A young French rookie with a lot of it from a fast, hard-driving Mexican.
For Sebastian, Cart is saying that you must let Dominguez by.
Yeah, a penalty. Yeah, a penalty. A penalty.
Let Dominguez by.
An infringement because of that crossing before, and the instruction from the race officials coming through his team in the pits was you must let Dominguez by, and that is exactly what he's done. It was a pit lane violation, I'm told, not that crossing of the chicane before. The Carpentier car still ahead of Paul Tracy, and at the front it's the local-born man, Alex Tagliani. He had a pole position once before when he was a rookie, but he's turning this pole position to good. He's yet to get his first win at this level. Bourdais has let Dominguez by. Sebastian Bourdais has got I think a differential problem. The talk with the Lilly team was, I think I've got a problem with the gearbox. They said we'll have a look. Certainly got something of a problem.
I know you're saying diff, but what's it doing?
Just like it's not engaging. I feel that the dogs of all the systems just flipping one to another. Everything's gone. There's no propulsion anymore.
Saying you have no drive at all. No drive at all.
I'm going to leave you with just a little bit of eavesdropping there.
Lock solid with each other.
And that looks effectively the end for Sebastian Bourdais. Other cars trickle into the pits as I speak at the moment. I can tell you that Adrian Fernandez is pitting there. So too is Max Pappas. So too Roberto Moreno. And Ryan Hunter-Ray is in. Well, these are the guys that had to come in by lap 29, and they have done so. And that moves Jordan Jr. up to second place. Serbia behind him in third. Patrick Carpentier to fourth. Paul Tracy was benefited well. He was in eighth before, now to fifth. And once again, we go with Paul Tracy. Right at the front, though, she's coming into my ears at the moment. Tagliani has extended the gap on that lap to about 5 seconds. Ooh, there's a... I wonder whether that was going to work between the two players' cars. They there can't be any team orders here. Tracy leads the championship, but Carpentier leads him. And we're getting a pretty good view of that one. Tracy and Carpentier, no quarter. Carpentier's not having it. So the two Canadian drivers really having a go there. And back we are, just for a moment, with the leader there. And you can see the gap to Oriol Savaya. And it's getting a bit bigger. And we're looking now at the race leader making his second pit stop. And the lap we're on at the moment is 38. He came in at 19. He's used exactly the same tactics. Now away they go. And he's got exactly the same job to do. Now the lead has changed for the moment. It's now with Jordan Jr., Sevilla, Carpentier, Tracy, Dominguez. Junqueira has moved back up to 6th. And we're going to watch with very great interest. It was a clean stop, 34.19 seconds. And let's see what happens in the next couple of laps. Lap scorer's nightmare. He wants to get those tyres warmed up. And the pit stops and the calculations from the teams can make such a difference in the 75 laps of this on a very long circuit, 2.7 miles. They're all going to be coming in a minute, except of course the man who's already done it, Alex Tagliani. We're on board now with Oriol Sevilla, who led earlier on for a short while, but only on the time when Tagliani made that first pit stop on the 19th lap. So he's done that again, 19 laps further on to lap 38. And these guys are going to be coming in a moment. So Jordan ahead of Sevilla from Carpentier, who's still ahead of his teammate Tracy. Dominguez, what a good drive to 5th place. Junqueira having recovered somewhat, and Vassar celebrating his 200th appearance at Champ Car level by moving into the top 6. And keeping an eye too on Darren Manning. The pit shuffle, as he's going to put it on that far side, just about to start now. Now this is when Alex Tagliani has really got to get the pedal to the metal. There's 35 laps remaining and all the leading teams coming in at the moment. There's Jordan Jr. How much he'd like to get his first victory at this level. And away he goes. All in, all out, and one out there just about to get round. Is he going to? Is he going to? Not quite, but remember, he's got the warm tyres. They can't block him. They don't block him. And once again, Alex Tagliani is in the lead. And I can tell you that the local crowd here are going absolutely mad. A very likeable fellow is Alex Tagliani, and he's been meeting an awful lot of new fans as well as old fans here, who would so like to see a Canadian win at this Gilles Villeneuve circuit. Once again, we go with Sevilla. Oriol Sevilla, you can see the car up there in front of him. And that's Jordan Jr. But at the moment, he's not really able to make too much of an impression on him. So we're a fair bit over half race distance now. And Tagliani just over halfway to the possibility of a dream of winning his first Champ Car, World Champ Car race. And are we going to see a change? And we're going to have a spinner, are we? Well, that's just about sorted out. I can tell you now that you kind of see it on this picture that Jordan Jr. is actually getting a little bit closer to the lead car as I speak. So the very next pit stop could prove to be very interesting indeed. And the other thing is, at the next pit stop, if he carries on with the same policy, we're going to be in a situation where he may need to put on more fuel and therefore be heavier over the last few laps. Again with the quick Dominguez. But, just as we leave him, bit of a coming together there. That's the incident we saw just a few seconds ago, by the way. Not really affecting the lead too much. And again, back on board with Dominguez. .43 of 75 gone. Manning in 12th there, just looking up at the top of that screen. So we've got 30 laps to go. Another pit stop. Jordan Jr. is getting closer to the leader, Alex Tagliani. Tagliani's going to have to carry extra fuel and be heavier. It's going to be very interesting. Don't go away. Well, we moved to lap 48. That is Bruno Junqueira. That is a corner he does not like. This time he has stalled the engine. And I think we're going to have that yellow flag situation again. And if I was Alex Tagliani, I would be getting very frustrated indeed. Every time he seems to be establishing a little bit of a lead, although in fairness to Jordan Jr., he was getting a little bit closer to him. But I think that Tagliani was in command of the situation. And Junqueira, I'm sure he didn't do it deliberately, but it's the second time he spun there. And I think this time he's actually stalled the engine. So there's a problem there for him. And there is Tagliani, and you can see a visible gap to the second place man, Jordan Jr. And Tagliani's back on the radio at the moment, and he's talking to his pits, and they've been saying to him, don't worry, you're fastest, you've been faster all the time than everybody else, don't worry about it, even though the field will concertina back in. And there's the reason why. And we've got some 29 laps remaining, and there's the reason why Tagliani at the moment is getting to be a very frustrated Canadian gentleman. And the crowd here, who undoubtedly are rooting for Tagliani. I don't know what they're making of the battle between Carpentier and Tracy, two Canadians there, and one of them who's in the actual lead of the championship, because that is absolute hammer and nails. But for the moment it can all calm down, and we'll get one or two pit stopping situations developing as well. I think that was Ryan Hunter-Reay that has gone in. Adrian Fernandez came in just before him. Go, 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 but it won't go too quickly just yet, because they're still all behind the pace car. No penalty for coming in during this time. So we've still got just over a third race distance to go. That is Tracy, and that's about the best behaved he's been to his teammate Patrick Carpentier in front of him. And they really have had a good old ding-dong battle, haven't they? I mean, Carpentier started from 8th, and he's got himself inside the top 6. There's Bruno Junqueira, the offender. Oh, he's going out there again. I hope he's not going to offend again by spinning a third time at that number 10 hairpin. And are we coming up to lap 50, going to be getting underway again, and Alex Tagliani must be saying to himself, I've got it all to do again. And Jordan Jr. says, and I'm going to be straight there with you too. Once again, Paul Tracy. The radio there just saying that they're in the line order. And Serbia right behind Jordan Jr. Of course, Jordan Jr. had moved a little bit away from Serbia as well, so Serbia would probably be saying to himself, oh, good. Jordan Jr. would be saying to himself, oh, yeah, well, I'll get after Tagliani. And, well, he's also going to have to watch in his own mirrors as well, because Oriol Serbia is no slouch either. And we're on board with Alex Tagliani, who's now a third of a race distance from perhaps his first victory. Perhaps. They had a yellow flag up to clean up the mess that has been made out there. And now they're at it again, and Tagliani has got away, or he's got to get away okay. He is away okay, but Serbia this time, can he make an impression on Carpentier? Because that would be to the good of Alex Tagliani as well, if it could happen, because while those two were battling, he might be able to get away a little bit. My goodness, I don't know what he'll think if he sees another yellow flag. And there's the two, I was going to say playmates, the two players' cars. Anything but play between Paul Tracy and the man just in front of him, Patrick Carpentier. I wonder if they'll share a beer afterwards or something. Or a bit of arm wrestling. Who's that running rather wide? I think that's Jeff Boss, yeah. Jeff Boss with the Dale Coyne racing entry. Coming up to lap 50. Confirming again Tagliani with the lead from Jordan. From Serbia, Carpentier, Tracy, as we know. Then Dominguez, good 6th place for him. Jimmy Vass has moved up to 7th, and there Darren Manning now up to 8th place. Let's hope he can start moving a little bit, but oh my goodness gracious me. It's going to be another problem, because that's Hunter Ray, and was that Monteiro? Yes, it was. It was Monteiro that they had a coming together with, and Monteiro, the Portuguese driver. Looks like it might be the end of both of their races, really. Oof. I'm afraid that that's altered rather by accident than design, isn't it? It's Monteiro who effectively is out of the motor race. Hobbled his way back. You see it again. Well, the two others quite lucky to not get involved in that. But of course it involves again the pace car. Oof, and that a look from the back camera at what happened. Nasty stuff. And there's the wing that came up at the back. And he's limping his way back. Monteiro, and also on his way back to the pits, Ryan Hunter-Reay. But all this time I thought, you know, you can just imagine what is happening in the head of Alex Tagliani. I've done it again, I've done it again. I've come through 2 pit stops early, and now I've got to go behind the pace car and do it all over again. And there's yet one more pit stop to come. Fascinating stuff. The world of the champ cars. Well, we've moved on to lap 58, and this is Alex Tagliani coming in for what we told you he would do. He maintained the lead, but that lead was very short. This is his 3rd pit stop. There's 17 laps remaining. He'll have to take a dash more fuel on than the rest, so the rest will be lighter. The gap was shorter, and he's got it to do. And that, in fairness, But depending on what sort of pit stop the others make in a couple of laps, I think that might have been a second or so rather worse than he would have wanted it to be. Tagliani's been given a message from his pit crew. That time was 34.377. I think he'd much rather have had something around the 32s, but pit crew have said, well, go for it, boy, just go and do it. Well, let's see whether he can. He's looking for the first ever victory in World Champ Cars. And the man who's behind him, effectively, who will have taken the lead while he was in, would be Jordan Jr. from Sevilla, Carpentier, Tracy, Dominguez would have moved up to 5th, and Vassar was 6th. Now he's really got to put it down. The crowd are absolutely willing him on, as you would expect. They've all have to pit. You heard those words in the background. He's focusing so hard, he must not make any mistakes. Now, where is he going to come out? I have a feeling he may have got to make up 3 or 4 places when he does come out. There's some, remember, out of sync, out of schedule, who will have to pit later. The likes of Marino, Fernandez, etc. So it's going to be a little bit to sort out, but all he knows, all his focus has got to be, he has got to go for it. He'll have got his tyres warm now. The others won't be on warm tyres when they first come out. That will take the best part of a lap to get anywhere near to the right temperature. And we can pick up again. And the leading bunch on the track now into the pit road. Now these pit crews waiting for these guys at the moment have got it on. Jordan Jr.'s pit, if they can just shave off from the average, which has been about 33, 34 of a time, if they can get him out a couple of seconds quicker, the pressure will really be on Alex Tagliani. Remember, they can't block Tagliani, and Jordan's gone in 31.892. That is over 2 seconds quicker than Alex Tagliani's time. Game on. Now, Tagliani is in contact with his pit crew, but I think in his mind at the moment, maybe even there's so much frustration that he's got to get his focus absolutely right. And the other danger at this moment of time is any form of mistake from him. He's got to push on, and he's got to push on hard, and he's got to push on while he's got the advantage of the tyres at the moment. Now, there's several of these still got to pit, remember. Fernandez, Moreno, Pappas has got to pit as well. Oh, and he's swung himself sideways. Is he going to be able to keep it on? Just about kept it on the island. He's got dust on his tyres, no doubt. Oh, my goodness. They're saying, you know, keep going, stay with it, but my goodness, that will not have helped. And the worst thing about it is all the time when he was getting quicker and quicker and quicker and trying to get up again with Jordan and the others, then his tyres were warm. Now their tyres will be warm. He's got dust on his tyres as well. Alex Tagliani doesn't have much of a chance now of winning this motor race. How he must feel. But I'll tell you somebody else who's never won at this level. It's Jordan Jr. Sevilla looking for it as well, and you see more problems there. He really is quite loose at the moment. There's the car of Alex Tagliani, and Jordan Jr. is lapping through the various sectors at the moment, quicker than him, but he's got more than he to worry about. He's got more than he to worry about as we ride aboard again with Mario Dominguez, the man from Mexico City. And he could finish up with a nice 5th place or something like that, 5th or 6th place, Dominguez. Not a bad drive because he started a bit further back than that. And several of the crews here trying to figure out what is the situation with the man who led for most of this race. Tagliani, what can he do now? Oh, and there's a replay of that awful scenario for him. Trying so hard, too hard. And there, the moment a race was lost. We're now picking up the race with just 3 laps to go. Tagliani has pegged away, but it's now Jordan from Serbia, from Carpentier, from Tracy. Tagliani is in 5th place and Dominguez in 6th position. Just 3 laps of 75 to go. And Jordan Jr. looking for the race win. Serbia's been keeping him pretty darn honest, because he's been right up with him on a number of occasions, but has dropped a little bit back. And Serbia's got a playmate, Carpentier. But I think Carpentier has just been on to his pits and says that he thinks he's got something of a problem. And I think that's a gearbox problem. And they've just told him to just try and sort it. There's nothing they can do. Just 2 laps to go. And that is that's Jimmy Vasser. Oh, his 200th appearance at this level. I think he's run out of gas. What was the problem? No, gearbox from Vasser. That's confirmed in my ears. Gearbox from Vasser. Well, that allows a little bit for Tagliani to move up. I don't think there'll be any consoling the man born in Quebec. It looks like it's going to be a Mexican that's going to win the race. Michael Jordan Jr. We're on board with Patrick Carpentier, or we were for a second. And just the last couple of laps, the last lap, as you know, is called a white flag lap. And that coming up very shortly. There's Serbia, there's Carpentier, that's how close they are. There's that white flag out. And Jordan Jr. got just enough there not to perhaps have to worry too much about Serbia. Serbia's got worries of his own, of course, and that is Patrick Carpentier. Where's Tracy? I think Paul Tracy has a problem. I think Paul Tracy has a problem. I think it's fuel. I think it's fuel that he's coming across that we are pegged into at the moment. And that's why Paul Tracy, the championship leader, has dropped back. And we could see perhaps Tagliani may pick up another place, another small consolation on the day when he did almost everything that he needed to do to win it. And that's Carpentier, just ahead of him, Serbia, and just ahead of him, Michael Jordan Jr. Keeping it together, that's all that the leader needs to do now. When Carpentier has a look, there's the checkered flag, there's first, second and third across the line. Tracy is coasting, yes, he's got fuel problems, he's told the pit he's got fuel problems. That, I think, will allow Alex Tagliani to move from 5th to 4th, scant consolation. But I imagine that Michael Jordan Jr. will be a very happy man indeed. There he is, and their confirmation. Serbia finishes 2nd, Carpentier 3rd, Tagliani in 4th, Dominguez 5th, the Coaster Tracy championship leader in 6th. And I think that just outside that 9, finishing off the top 10, we have Darren Manning. And there, the smile of a winner. Paul Tracy a bit of a winner as well, but despite coasting home, because he moves up to 192 points, and Bruno Junqueira, who finished somewhere back in 13th, well, he's only got 164 points now. 5 to go. Denver next week, and of course you'll get that on Eurosport. Junqueira with 164. Jordan Jr. moves on to 157. Well, great for the winner, but spare a thought for Alex Tagliani. Doesn't even finish on the rostrum. Cruel game, motorsport, isn't it? Except when you're a winner. And more motorsport to come. So you who are watching are going to win again in a minute.